My name is Ali Abu Awad. I'm a Palestinian from Hebron area who live in the occupied territories. I'm coming from a refugee family from 1948, and I get involved to politics by being a son of my mother, that she was one of the leaders of BLO in our area, and she was arrested for several times. She spent 5 years in the Israeli prison. And I get involved in the first intifada when I was 15 years old, and I was arrested twice. I spent 4 years in the prison, and we were released by Oslo Agreement in 1994. And after doing this, we thought that there is a political agreement and peace will be coming soon. But after I was released from the prison, I couldn't taste it. I couldn't see the peace on the ground. What I could see that more checkpoint, more settlement, suicide bombers because of the result of the desperation. Then we decided as a family not to take any part of the conflict. But you can't, as long as you live here, you can't. So in 2000 I was wounded by a settler, hardly in my knee. And I was sent to Saudi Arabia for medical treatment. After being there for a month, I got a phone call that my brother was telling me that my older brother Yusuf, he was 32 years old, married, he has 2 children. He was stopped at the entry of our town, Beit Omar, and he was shot by an Israeli settler, and he was killed. And when this happened to you, it's just another price you keep paying. But there is one question, that if causing somebody the same pain that I got will ease my pain, taking the life of the others will protect other people from my nation. The case of Palestine, is it a case of revenge at all, or is it a case of my right to exist? And I knew on the other hand that I'm full of anger. I was so hurted. I didn't want to see the Israelis. I didn't want to look at them. But I'm still living as a human being. I want this human being to exist. So there is no choice anymore. It's not a choice. It's not something that you choose. It's a responsibility. So I realized that my brother was killed because there is no peace. My brother was killed because he was a Palestinian. He was not involved in weapon. He was not part of any political party. Then I decided to get to know the other side by joining the Parent Circle Bereaved Families Forum, Israeli Palestinian families. And I realized how much there is fear in this land, how much there is hatred. And I realized that people, you can cut that. People don't want to reconcile, not because they don't want peace. People don't want to reconcile because they don't know what to do with the daily pain, and they don't know where to put the anger. People are so desperate, people are so hurted. And you don't need, sometimes Jewish people overseas, all over the world, sometimes right-wing people ask me a question that, why Palestinians educate their kids to hate? Then I easily answer that if you live in a refugee camp surrounded by separation walls and checkpoints, do you need anybody to teach you how to hate? You don't need a specific education for hatred. And this is the responsibility that I'm talking about. Nonviolent for me is not to allow the situation to pull me. It's not allow the anger and the hatred to kidnap me, because my human being inside me is more strong than tanks, than Israeli force, because it's very easy to fight materials, but you never succeed when you try to fight what people believe. So I believe that first of all and second of all, I'm a human being. So the next step we create the Palestinian Institute for Development and Democracy, which is dealing with non-violent. It's Al Tariq, this is the name, it's the way. And now I'm the chairman of Al Tariq, doing a cooperation with Sulha, with those amazing people, and we're trying to bring down the stigma. People need to know each other, because it's really hard to kill somebody that you know. It's really easy to identify with a human being that you know. All what we know in the occupied territory is that Israelis are the occupiers. All what the Israeli society know here, that Palestinians are the suicide bombers, and who are those people at all? So Sulha help both sides just to get to know each other, and this is the first step. The second step, sometimes people, put for Sulha a label. It's another activity of hugging and hummus and bad poetry and nice things. But I'm saying, yeah, maybe hummus and hugs could bring something also. Why not? If it's the first step, why not? And to finish, we have to start. So Gandhi said, without any condition, there is no way for peace. Peace is the way. So this is what we are doing.